Hey, hey, how's everybody doing? Let's see who's going to hop on. Let's see if I can get Tiffany on here. Let's see. Okay, there's Tiffany. Hey, Lady Ambi. Thanks for joining. Hey, Total Image. Oh, okay, let's see. I think it goes to. There we go. We was having issues, guys, with this doggone live. Some days this stuff want to work, some days it don't. It has a mind of its own.
Honey, you already know. We just gotta work it out, okay?
Hey,
So we
T.
are here.
Yay.
Woo, baby. Hmm. Hey, y'all, hey.
I know, right? You get discombobulated when stuff don't be working right. Be all over the place.
Yeah, I can't. Oh,
When it
that's a
work
better
like it's
light.
supposed to.
Trying to get a better light. This
Okay.
what we working with today, y'all. Listen, tech happens, okay? Lives, tech happens. The show must go on. The show must go on. So actually, that's what we can talk about today. In our
What?
business, the show must go on.
Okay. I like
When
that.
lives, we still have clients. You still have clients, and you got to figure it out. So
That's
today is
true.
going to just be kind of casual. You all are welcome to join the conversation. In fact, we invite you to join the conversation. What are some
Mm-hmm.
things maybe that you're going through that you might want to kind of get our perspective on? You can drop it in the comments. We're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves, but we wanted to, kind of let you guys know, what we have going on tonight. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I put the right link in the comment. You can go ahead and introduce yourself, Tiffany.
okay. Hey, y'all, hey. If this is your first time meeting me or seeing me, I am a cosmetology career consultant. My name is TiffanyNicol. Uh, I am a beauty professional veteran of 30 years. Next year will be my 30th anniversary of being in the industry. So that, along my journey, I did transition my biz to hair loss. So I am a certified hair loss specialist and also a certified lace wig maker. So in addition to, helping you start your business, your beauty business and grow it, I also serve clients in the hair loss field.
I think I got. Let me see how to
I see. Yeah,
pin
it's
that
on there. It
comment.
just needs to be pinned.
Okay. So thanks again, you guys, for tuning in. It means a lot just for showing up and giving us your support. So if this is your first time joining us, and you're a consumer, put a 1 in the comment. If you're a hairstylist, barber, health practitioner, you're part of the hair industry, just put a 2 in the comment just to give us an idea of who's on, and so we can know, which best way to support you all. But this is your first time joining me. So my name is Trichologist Precious Rutlin, and I'm the owner of the Institute of Holistic Beauty. And that's where we train beauty professionals with the tools and knowledge necessary to properly identify the type of hair loss that their clients have and provide a holistic solution to regrow their hair. So early detection and prevention is key to slow hair loss and retain it. And so this is where my program bridges the gap. And so before I was a trichologist, I got my cosmetology license. So I've been a cosmetologist for well over past 11 years, but I've been doing hair way longer than that. But I myself experienced traction alopecia and postpartum hair loss. And in the midst of all of that going on, then I had, health conditions. I was, diagnosed as being obese, high blood pressure, and pre-diabetes. And so I refused to have those labels put upon me. I wanted my hair to grow back. And so I took control of my health. And so that's how I ended up going down the path of getting into trichology. And then I coupled that with being a complementary alternative health practitioner. And that is how I ended up formulating like my 8-phase hair regrowth system. So that's my proprietary program that I use to restore not only my hair, but my clients' hair.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm turning around to teach that to you all as well as the consumer. And so I'm teaching you a holistic approach to restore your hair and hair growth. So again, if you're like a consumer and you want to wear your natural hair because you're tired of wearing the braids, wigs, and weaves, or whether you're a hairstylist, barber, health practitioner, you have clients that have hair loss and you want to be able just to retain them and service them without the use of chemicals and use natural methods, then I'm here to help you with that. So as Tiffany mentioned tonight, we were having like technical difficulties, but as she was saying, the show must go on. And so I think that's a really good topic to get into. And as we're going along, if you all have other questions that you want to pop in or have us to chime on, please put them in the comments. We would love for you all, to just to give us feedback on what's on your mind, what you all are thinking. Uh-oh. Are you still there, Tiffany?
Hi, for joining.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I just wanted to type the show must go on. So
Yeah.
in business, we can make the best plans, and I absolutely encourage you to plan, set goals and do put plans in place to achieve them. But life is still gonna life. So what happens when the plan gets derailed? What happens when you don't hit your income goals? Because maybe your clients, you had 3 no-shows in one day. Now we know, but booth rent is still due. If you're, or the rent for your suite, or, if you're the salon owner, you still have this overhead that has to be taken care of. So the show must go on. So, we need to make sure that we are preparing ourselves for those times. So one of, in a previous video, we talked about that we, wanted to share with you that we made to help you not make them.
Mhm.
And that is, one of those is not spending your money as soon as you get it, because how then will they go on if the money that you were intending on replacing that doesn't come, if you have 3 no shows, or if someone cancels, or if people just didn't book, excuse me, if you just didn't get the amount of clients that you were hoping to, and your income falls short. So we need to make sure that we are recording our income, and that we are putting money aside for those times.
Mhm.
I think
And
that's
I
one
was
of.
gonna say, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna just jump on because what downloaded into my spirit just now, what I was just thinking about, just being transparent. So for me, it was always more so about that mental space. So not only do you have to, like Tiffany was saying, be organized and not spending as much money as soon as you make it, because I'm guilty of doing that in the beginning, but
Mm-hmm.
mentally getting that mindset right, because that does something to you. Like when things don't work out and you don't have clients to show up, and then you're thinking like, well, dag, why? Like I was banking on this money. I was dependent on that. But then after that happens so many times and it happens back to back, then I don't know about you, but for me, I would end up, I guess, processing it internally, and that's not the proper thing to do. But it was like, well, it keeps happening. So then it was like, okay, well, what do I eventually have to get to the place where, well, what do I need to do to draw in clients that don't,
Right.
cancel like that? Because like Tiffany mentioned earlier, life is going to life, but you have to have in your spirit or have your plan of what you're going to do to help prevent that in the future. And so one of the things that, I would do is definitely have my support system around me. So other people that do, similar things. So, have my stylist friends like Tiffany or somebody that I could just go talk to, because not necessarily a family member, because, only thing they want to hear is, are you bringing this money home? We got bills to pay. And
That's all
sometimes the
they need.
entrepreneur, you just can't hear that right now because they don't understand. But over here, you like, you can go over here to your people and your community where they understand, they get it. They done been through
Mm-hmm.
what you going through, and they can probably bounce ideas to help reel you back in. And then one of the things that I found out recently, like when I'm having bad days, is like you got to go out and find the positive. So you got to counteract that, because if not, you're going to continue to feed yourself the negative things, because it could just spiral. Okay, so you had 3 clients that didn't show up today. Then the doggone, I don't know, you get a flat tire, just stuff happen. You got the flat tire, then you get home, kids acting up. Like, it's just like a domino effect. But you have to still be in that mental space to where you can still function, and then not
Mm-hmm.
stop you and slow you down. You got anything to?
I absolutely agree with that. So then what are some of those things that we can do to counteract that? I mean, we can do the best measures we can for preventative, by actually understanding our target audience and how to vet them, what they're looking for, what attracts them to us. And then you'll have less chances for that to happen. But it it's kind of inevitable. But if you are making sure that you are working with your target audience, they are going to have the qualities that you're looking for, the qualities that align with your business, so they won't be that type of person generally. Now, things, especially where we are now with COVID and things like that, those kind of things happen. But people just canceling because, oh, I just had something else to do and things like that. You If you vet your clients, right? Every new client, for me, we have to have a consultation because we need a blind date. And then, we'll do a couple of appointments before I really turn you loose and allow you to just schedule on your own. But that's
Mhm.
another talk show. But those are some of the things that you can do to kind of counteract that and keep it at a minimum. So it's
Mhm.
definitely the biggest part is knowing who your ideal client is and your target audience, which are actually two different things.
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up. So I guess this is fitting, because so one, it's National Cosmetology Month, and so for those that are on my email list, and my email community, I just sent them out a teaching today, and that was one of the things that I had talked about. So here's a resource for you all. I shared this with them, and I'll share this with you all. But get the book. It's called Fully Booked, and it's by Marquetta Breslin, and that was like one of the books that I got and like helped me in my career as I was going and, wanting to figure things out and who I needed to attract to myself. And as Tiffany was saying, we need to vet our clients. So that was like one of the things that I was teaching on, was that, if you want high quality clients, as Marquetta calls them, you have to start doing your research. So it's like a two-way relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And so you first have to be
Mm-hmm.
clear on you know, what it is that you're good at. You know, you always have to be constantly surveying your client and finding
Yes.
out why are they coming to you in the first place. And then you have to decide, okay, is this the type of client that I want to continue to be around? Like, for instance, if you have a client in your chair and every time they come into your space and, you know, it's just like, dang, here comes Tiffany. Like, oh my God, let me hurry up and get her out of here. Or, you know, is it like positive? You guys vibe together, you're uplifting, she's not draining. Like, those are the type of clients that you want to be around. Because I gave a good example. Like, for instance, like when I was out of coming out of cosmetology school, like they didn't really teach me like I need to be really marketing myself when I get out of school. Because when I got out of school, I went to paying booth rent. And so some of it was maybe like 2 or 3 clients came from the school, followed me over, but then it was like, dang, now I'm on my own having to
That is
go
it.
look for clients. And then then I guess when I got the epiphany, like, well, dang, like that's when I started to notice like the quality of clients, because they were like, well, your
Mm-hmm.
prices are going up, but I'm used to paying, you know, this school price. So I'm like, well, I've got bills, but you said you like how I do work. So why, you know, you
Mm-hmm.
want you come over and follow. But again, that's all about how you determine who are your clients, what kind of clients that you want to work with. And then that's
Mm-hmm.
how you begin to position yourself and attracting the clients that you want. And another point that I mentioned was that sometimes we get caught up on social media. We're seeing the influencers and they're posting about, you know, the client per se, but they aren't. Like, it's more so focused around them. But I'm like, if you want to draw in your client, you got to be focusing on your
Yeah.
client, spotlighting them. They need to be seeing you at the shampoo bowl. They need to be seeing your
Yes.
clients before and after pictures. Like, they need to see all that. They need to see you at the chair, you know, spending your coming around and explaining and training and teaching them and how you take care of their hair. Like, that's what's going to get you the money. So I was just explaining, you know, don't get
Ooh,
caught up
excuse me.
in you know, what the influencers are saying, because then that's how you also start going down to that comparison
Mm-hmm.
approach, so to speak, because I've been down that trap too. And it's very discerning. So just want to have that good balance. But I definitely wanted to drop that book for you all as she was talking, and she was talking about, you know, vetting. So when she means by vetting, you know, knowing the type of client that you want to work with, and, you know, are they reliable? Do they come to their you know, their appointments? And like, that's the kind of client that you want to keep and retain.
Absolutely. I also have Marquetta's book.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I love it. I love it.
It
You
is.
guys, it is a great resource. I know that a lot of times people will
Put
not
that in the
plug
chat for
another
me, y'all.
person that does what they do, right? She's also a great resource to the community. I'm a firm believer in what's for you is for you, right? So we share information here. It's not all just buy our course, buy our course. Of course, that is, you know, what everyone is wanting to do. But at the end of the day, everybody isn't a fit, but everybody needs some type of information. So we are definitely here to serve you in that way, whether it is through our program or just being a resource for you to find, you know, other information that you can apply. So, you know, listen, it's a good book and it
Hmm.
will definitely help you with the things that we talked about more in depth, because in a free training and online we only can, you know, only can get so deep on here. um, so I the show must go on. That's just it, and it falls back on us as the provider. um, you know, the clients are going to do what they do, and if those aren't the kind of clients that you want to attract, you definitely need to um, just like in the dating game, right? You are dating, you are getting these people that are not a match for you. They're inconsistent. Maybe they tell half truths. Maybe they're cheap. Maybe they are just mean in general, whatever it is, they don't align with your lifestyle and the things that you want. It's the same way with clients. But what were you doing? And this is a double-edged sword, but what were you doing to attract person? Because somebody's going to say, well, just because you dress like this don't mean they should treat you like that. There are things that you do or put out, whether consciously or subconsciously, that attracts a certain energy to you. So that is with your, your relationships, that is with your business, that's with everything. So we have to be careful and guard ourselves and be intentional about the energy that we're putting out, the message that we're putting out. So if you're not wanting clients that are going to be coming late, then you can't be showing up late. Things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, okay, well, we can't talk about the dress because the way you dress is kind of the clients you're going to get also. They're different clients receive and expect different experiences. So the experience that you put out, person that wants that experience. Now, if you aren't using social, put that out so that people can see, because they won't see until they get, but how do you get them there? So like Precious said, you have to, let them see you at the bowl. Come on and talk to them like we're on talking to you. It isn't always a comfortable thing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll work on that. So, helping you get that confidence, we can help you with that. Helping you with your messaging, the content that you need to put out. Like Precious gave you a list of a few things that you can do, but the list is so long, but it should all pertain to the exact client that you want in your chair. Now you're going to get some people that may not be exact, but they fall in, they sitting on the edge of the pool with their feet in, but your ideal client is in the pool with you. And, so it's okay to attract both. And then it's up to you to filter through them through your consultation and, seeing if you guys are a good fit.
Hey, I got a question for you all. So put in the comments what your thoughts are. Have you ever heard this? But so Tiffany was just talking about like how you present yourself and you are what you attract. So do you think that if you're a hairstylist or in the beauty profession that you should have your hair done? So because that's been some controversy around that too, because I've heard some clients say, well, it doesn't bother me if my stylist don't have her hair done, but then on the flip side I heard some people saying, well, how you gonna be a hairstylist and you'll have your hair done? Because they was like, well, to me, you can't take care of my hair because your hair ain't even taken care of. So what y'all think?
Yeah, please let us know in the comments. But I feel like taking care of your hair and actually styling your hair are two different things, right? So if you
Mm-hmm.
know your stylist is busy, and their hair, maybe their curls fail, maybe they have it pulled back in a ponytail. So if that's the case, then look at the condition of the hair. Is it chewed up? Is it dry? Don't not for me. That's the difference. If your hair is still healthy, but maybe you didn't have time to put the iron to it, because if we're using too much heat, then we're going to have another problem. So, and it goes to plumbers. Every profession kind of has this thing, like the electrician always have something going on at their house. Well, because they are outside fixing everybody else's stuff, they don't have time to do theirs. So I just think a lot of things in life are kind of like a double-edged sword, and it's just the way you perceive it. So we just want to know what y'all thinking, what you guys are thinking in the comments. I see the pocket doctor said correct.
Yo,
Styling
yeah,
and hair
she was
condition are
saying,
two different things. Yes, like if you come in
yeah.
looking like Tweety Bird every single week, then we have problems, but sometimes life's. And our priority is, generating that income and taking care of our home. So if I'm in the salon late, I'm not going to be there another 2 hours to do my hair. If I got babies at home, I got to go home and do
Mm-hmm.
homework. So, but at the
Yeah,
same time,
yeah,
if you're expecting a certain thing, you have to put it out. So where do we sit on that?
Yeah, that popped into my mind because I was talking about that earlier, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, so it was just like a good debate because to me personally, like, I guess I don't mind if my stylist hair isn't done because I know she knows how to do hair. So I guess it's just based on the preference. But I mean, not, yeah, like you
Mm-hmm.
were saying, not all the time, you don't have your hair done, but I'm like, to me, I'm all about results. So if you can, get me right, get my hair right, skin right, I'm all for it. So, but I guess it's just a preference and what your preference is.
Pocket Doctor says, gifted hands for style. If they maintain their hair, how they advocate is a plus. I don't care about their
Yep.
hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I
I
feel
agree.
too.
I agree. But and when we're talking about social media, it's kind of like a thin line because there is so much with the filters, the
Oh.
fake photo shoots, all of these things that we are competing with, but you're not really competing with that. All you have to do is be yourself.
Mhm.
Just be yourself. Right? But that's one of the
Mhm.
reasons I went on to lock my hair up, because I know my life is busy. I know that I still want to be presentable when my clients come. I know I still want to have time for my home life, for my kid and for my own just peace of mind to sit down without doing something all the time. So, there's always the option to, have a go-to wig, have a go-to ponytail situation that you do if it's been too many days where your hair is looking crazy. Have something that's quick, that's kind of like a signature thing, so that it's not like, oh, she just didn't do her hair. No, this is my thing. So this is my new thing. I got these in June because I just finally decided something has to give. I can't.
As a been.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
I got them right after the week after my class reunion. So it was the last week in June.
okay.
So yeah, we have to make decisions about what we are putting out,
Mhm.
period. Because we are in social media. So you just have to decide what you want to present to the public.
Yep.
And just like
And
now,
then
I definitely need a retwist, but guess what? I'm not into perfect parts all the time. When they pop
yeah.
in, I love it. But I'm also okay when you cannot see my scalp, because I don't want to over manipulate them and cause that tension and damage, and I don't want to do that. So this is what we have.
Right.
Hey, Hair Expo, how you doing?
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're just talking about some things in the industry. The question that we just was, is it okay for your hairstylist hair not to be done, or for your nail tech's nails not to be done, or for your barber to be growing this cutout? Like, whatever it is, do you expect your beauty professional, excuse me, to be tight and manicured at every visit?
Yep. But I
So I'm
don't
trying to look
see
through the
any.
comments to see if you guys had any questions.
Yeah, I was
I'm
just
just kind
gonna
of
look
freestyling
too.
tonight.
Yeah. But so while Tiffany's checking the comments, but we did want to take time and just invite you all to our upcoming event that's going to be happening on October 24th. And that's where we're going to be talking with those that want to know, like, what else can you do with your hair license, your cosmetology license? Like, there's so much more opportunities out there, but you may not be aware of them all. And then eventually, I know, you may not want to be behind the chair, um the rest of your life. Like, eventually you want to come from behind the chair. And so that is what Tiffany and I have come together, and we're going to be giving some information to really just give you more perspective. And for those that, you want to, um, you know, just be prepared as far as like what your ladder is or what your next move is or what you're going to be working towards. So that's what we're going to be talking about and giving you guys that information. So if you're interested, go to bit.ly/hair license, and all that information is there. And we would love to have you and register.
We do
Oh, now
have
I
a
do.
question in the comments.
So
Hey,
she
Sheila.
says, do you have recommendations for hair thinning? So that's a great question. But that's also like, I guess a general question, because, well, I guess hair thinning is hair thinning. Um, I guess it just all depends. My philosophy is hair thinning, if you're having hair thinning, anything that's going on with you, it starts internally. So it's not going to be just like one certain product per se that's going to help your hair thinning. So yeah, product is good and it can help, like the oils and the serums, but you got to get down and nourish the body on the inside. So starting with like
Yes.
your food that you're eating, getting the leafy green vegetables, and salads in you, and any supplements that you need. Because if you're like on any medications, or if you're going through hormonal issues, or just like the environment, if you have like hard water in your, cleansing your hair and skin, like all of that's going to affect you. As far as hair thinning, um I would definitely just say, just off the top of my head, not knowing what your situation is definitely getting some sort of product where you can put like the moisture back into your hair, because that's where a lot of hair thinning can start begin. Like if the hair is dry and brittle, a lot of times that can happen if you're on medications, and that medications can tend to dry your hair out, and that's because the medications are depleting your body of the vitamins and minerals and the nutrients and blood flow, the oxygen that you
Mm-hmm.
need to the follicles. And so that's why it's not holding on. Definitely drinking your
Mm-hmm.
water, of course. That would definitely help to keep it fertilized
Yes.
and remove those toxins out your body so that the hair follicle um, can grow through. And then the rest is going to be trial and error. Like I said, it's always, you
Yes.
got to know what your hair story is. You got to know where you started and when did you start noticing hair. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, how long have you been having hair thinning? Is this something that started 5 years ago? Is this something that started cute? Because that's going to gauge on where you can, per se, start treating your hair
Mm-hmm.
loss. I hope that helps.
And also,
Anybody else?
one of the main things is to your scalp cleansed. How often are you shampooing, and are you using the right type of shampoo?
Hmm.
You may be experiencing product buildup, clogging those pores and things like that too. The main thing, like Precious said, is going to be internal, and
Hmm.
also as far as topical, it would be making sure that your scalp is clean and healthy. So those are two great places to start. Outside of that, go ahead and research and find a good professional that can help you, because we can't give you any in-depth answers, like Precious said, without knowing your hair story. Worrying
Yeah,
about
that's where,
allergy
and I say
medication.
that, and I just tell you just because that's where I had to start. So I had to
Mhm.
start looking at what was going on with me internally, because I done tried all the products and those weren't getting me nowhere. But you until you know better, you do better. So that's
Mhm.
when I had to start looking on the inside and healing myself. So that's how I ended up figuring that out.
Yeah, a lot of these products, at the end of the day, they want sales. So they will use certain words. Everything is a growth oil, but the makeup of your hair follicle dictate the hair that comes out of it. I don't care what you put
Hmm.
on it, so that's why with that it's internal. internal. And also it could, don't know, how old you are. You don't have to tell us. But, as we mature, our body does different things, right? So a part of that is um, the follicle will start generating miniaturized hair. So that's where the thinning starts. So it could be that, and it could be something that you turn around by just creating that healthy environment and changing what's going on outside. But it's kind of hard to give you anything more specific without actually seeing you.
I was gonna
But
say I
thank you
was
for the
trying to
question. We love the questions. I hope you.
right. I was looking for my book because I wanted to give the emotional part to what like hair
Mm-hmm.
thinning and balding. So just something for y'all to chew on and be
Yeah,
thinking
because
about.
sometimes we stress so much about it.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like you don't realize like it's a deeper issue. Like you gotta look at not only just the physical side, but you gotta look at that emotional component
Yeah.
behind it. And when oh, let me find it, y'all. And once I say it, you can be like, oh my gosh, like let me see. I'm looking
And these are
for
questions that we get in our chairs very often, so that's what makes what very special. And, if are experiencing hair loss, find someone who is like dedicated to helping the answers, someone who respects your confidentiality. If you need a private setting, make sure that they have that. Whatever those things are that are important to you along your journey, make sure that like when you are doing these consultations that you're asking questions too, because you are ultimately
yeah.
the one who is going to be spending their money and time and expecting certain results and experiences. So it is absolutely okay to ask those questions.
Okay, so listen to this. So it says hair loss. It's the emotion tied to it is stress, loss of protection, confidence, self-love, and direction, feeling unattractive, too much judgment and criticism of self and others, frustration, guilt, resentment, and anger, pushing against the current rather than allowing things to flow. And that's just on hair loss, the emotions tied to it. Now, if that don't give you something to think about and start breaking this stuff down,
Because one of my
um,
mottos is that I go against the grain. I don't do very many traditional things. And from the sounds of that could be a problem.
yes. And so,
That
I think
contributed to my stress and hair loss, because I had a whole George Jefferson going on back here last year. It was awful. It was awful. So, and
yes,
again, this was
I
another
do.
reason that I decided to lock up, so that I could stop touching my hair so much and let it do its thing, get it healthy
Yeah,
again.
she asked for a resource. So I actually do have a trichologist out in Maryland. Let me put her information in the chat. Let me find it.
Oh, that makes sense. She says she's completing her doctorate. The stress has been major.
Oh, congratulations!
That is
Yeah, the girl
awesome.
stress to do it. Stress will have your damn hair on,
Yes. Yes,
not
it,
eating.
it
It have you all over the place. Hold on, y'all. Let me put it in
so
the
prayerfully
chat.
would complete that, and it's not going to be an immediate restoration, and I would still,
No,
seek a
it will take
professional
some
to help you
time.
with that, but it should turn around if that is what's going on.
Yes, her name is Tara T. Gregory. Let me, because it's Tara Gregory Trichology Clinic and Salon, and she is in Maryland. Oh my gosh, what is she? Towson, Maryland. She's in Towson, Maryland. Um, and I'm gonna put her website in there too, and just let her know I sent you. So it's, let me spell it. It's Tara, Tara C. Gregory, and she is in Towson, Maryland. So that shouldn't be too far from you. And then, and she's holistic as well, so she don't use any chemicals. She has her own hair product line. It's all natural. She makes it. She has her own facility where she
Oh, wow.
manufactures it. She started it in her what she told me, she started it in her basement, then they grew out the basement, they went to the garage, and then after they outgrew the garage, and now she got her own facility. And then now that she's completed her
Nice.
trichology program, now she's opened up her hair loss clinic. Yep. And it's in
Nice.
Towson, Maryland. And then
Oh, that's
I
close
always
to you.
jack
Good.
good. I always jack up the name, so I'm just gonna type it in here, but it's ayersbatchofnature.com. But I'm gonna spell it here for you in the chat. Give me one
Hey,
second.
Kayla.
So it's Ayers girly. How come you can't see and type and
I
do
know.
things at the same time? I was like, Jesus. Ayers batchofnature.com. Batchofnature.com. Okay.
So, for those of you that
Any
just
more
joined, we had
questions?
asked a question a little while ago. Do you expect your beauty professional to be primed and polished every
Okay.
time that you see them? Or is it okay for them to have an off day? Their hair, may not be done as long as it's not just raggedy and damaged and things like that. Like, does that change your opinion of that beauty professional? So again, you guys, we are here to be a resource and we are here to serve. That's why we're here. So we thank you all for the questions. We are happy to be a resource for you. Off days are totally allowed. Awesome. Because we have them sometimes. We are totally here to be a resource for you and, have fun while we're here.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no question that's off limits, but they cannot all be answered, in a public setting. Sometimes it takes some,
Mm-hmm.
personal time to really get through to the answer of those questions. So, but don't be afraid to ask your questions. She said that's too
What
much
happened?
pressure.
What?
Who is she? Pressure. You say being on point too much is too much pressure for you too. Oh
Oh,
no, we do
yeah, it
not
is.
expect that. I tell you, and people say that. Oh, excuse my hair. Well, that's why you're here. I don't need to excuse
Mm-hmm.
it. Let's get it. Let get my hands in it. I'm not worried about how you show up. I'm worried about how you leave, how you look, and how you feel. When you're
Yeah, that's
walking
a
out
good
that
point.
door. That's my concern. Make sure you're taken care of. But thank you, thank you for that. It's good to know that everybody doesn't expect that, because it's pressure for us. You know, it is. It's pressure for us too.
Mm-hmm.
So, Precious, did you have anything been on? We're going on an hour.
Oh, man, I wasn't even trying to
Yeah,
keep
we
you
try
that
to keep
long.
these short for you guys, so we don't just start babbling because that's what I'm getting ready to do.
No,
So, if you
that's
guys
all
don't
that
have
I
any more
have.
questions, we just want to go ahead and remind you again that we are having
Yep.
an event coming up on October 24th. The link has been pinned into the comments. If you want
Mm-hmm.
all the details and are ready to sign up, go ahead and follow bit.ly/hair license. And we will
Mm-hmm.
see you on the 24th. We'll
Yeah.
talk about the other
All
things that
right,
you can do
guys.
with your license.
Yeah. All right, guys. Take care. See you on the
Good
next
night.
live.